Good morning. The immigration issue du jour is the DREAM Act, as anybody who follows the news knows. But that is really a skirmish in a larger conflict, and that obviously gets the attention at any particular time. But there's the broader issue is this issue of comprehensive immigration reform, as the advocates have come to call it. In other words, a grand bargain between amnesty for the illegal immigrants here and future increased immigration in exchange for legal status. I mean, in exchange for promises of enforcement in the future. It's the basic deal that's been floating around for 10 years. And supporters of this comprehensive immigration reform laid the groundwork, political groundwork for it in 2000 and 2001. They did focus groups. They actually focus groups what to call it. They came up with, they found out that amnesty was something that the focus groups really didn't like, and so they came up with this whole panoply of euphemisms for it. They put together the advocacy group coalitions, odd bedfellow coalitions of business and labor and all of this stuff. What they didn't really do, though, is develop any intellectual case for so-called comprehensive immigration reform. My sense is they figured that why bother, because only troglodytes and kooks disagreed. So it's kind of like the story about the writer for New York Magazine who in 1972 said, how could Nixon have won? Nobody I know voted for him. Well, it's the same sort of thing. The people pushing for comprehensive immigration reform didn't know any people who disagreed. I mean, it just didn't seem like it was a necessary thing to make an intellectual case for it. But when that turned out not to be such a great strategy, and the public basically vomited up the idea of comprehensive immigration reform. Supporters seem to have come to the realization they needed an intellectual case for it, and I think the three blue ribbon task forces that the paper we're releasing today examines were efforts, not necessarily coordinated or anything, but really were efforts at developing a kind of intellectual case for this so-called grand bargain. And as a think tank, what CIS does is not the wrangling on Capitol Hill, as important as that is, but examining these kind of attempts at offering an intellectual argument on a particular immigration issue. And so that's what this paper tries to do, is unpack the grand bargain idea and its various pieces. And the author is eminently qualified to do that. Stanley Renshon is a CIS Fellow and Professor of Political Science at the City University of New York Graduate Center, and the coordinator there of the interdisciplinary program in the psychology of social and political behavior. I think I have that right.
So it's a mouthful.
Yes. He's also a certified psychoanalyst and author of 16 books, dozens of articles on a variety of subjects. Your upcoming one is on the Obama administration, right? Sort of. Yeah. Would it be accurate to call it sort of you're shrinking his head, kind of?
That would be accurate.
A psychological assessment of Obama's administration so far, but also a number of books based on papers published for the center on dual citizenship, non-citizen voting. After Stanley describes what he found in examining these Blue Ribbon Commissions, our discussant will be Hans von Spakovsky. He's a senior legal fellow at the Heritage Foundation, has written on a variety of issues, including immigration, but also civil justice and election issues and what have you. Before coming to Heritage, he was a member of the Federal Election Commission and was an attorney at the Justice Department. Before that, as a counsel to the Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights.